it's Yay for Yarn, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Embellish-Knit Machine to make I-cord very quickly for your knitted projects. So here is the Embellish-Knit Machine. It has a little yarn guide right here, and 4 latch hook needles to knit the I-cord with. And you're going to be knitting the I-cord by cranking the handle. It also comes with a little weighted clip and a yarn needle with a special little notch in the end of the eye to open the little machine needles before you get started. So now that all of my machine needles are open, the latches are open, I have some yarn here, and the instructions for this machine do say that you should not use worsted weight yarn for this machine, and if you do, it can be too thick. But some yarns that I have tried that are classified as worsted weight yarns are still thin for a worsted weight yarn, and those will work, such as this particular Caron Simply Soft that I'm using today. So I'm going to start by threading the yarn up through this little guide on the side of the machine and sitting it in this little cutout right here. And I'm going to turn the handle a little bit so that no one needle is right in line with that. I'm going to insert that tail of yarn down through the tube in the middle of the machine till it comes out the bottom. And I'm going to clip it with the weighted clip. Now the weighted clip is what helps the latch hooks to make the stitches, so this is absolutely necessary. And I need to just go ahead and make sure that all of the needles are open before I start knitting. And I'm going to cast on. And to do this, I'm going to let the first needle catch the yarn, bring the yarn behind the second needle, let the third needle catch it, and bring it behind the fourth needle. So now I'm just going to start cranking with the machine held upright to make my I-cord. And I am putting a little bit of tension on the yarn with my hand as I'm holding it. And your weighted clip will spin around quite a bit. And if you need to, you can always move the weighted clip up on your I-cord so that it's not banging around on your table or beating up against whatever you're working over. Now, when you've worked the I-cord to the length that you want it to be, you're going to be measuring not from the end of the machine to the end of the I-cord, but from the top of the machine up here where the I-cord is being worked to the end. And to finish off your I-cord, you're going to cut your yarn, pull it out of the yarn guide, and you're just going to put your weighted clip back on and turn the machine until it pops off all the needles and falls out the bottom. So now I'm going to thread this tail into my yarn needle. Now that does come with a yarn needle that you can do this with, but I prefer my metal ones much better. And you're just going to insert your needle through each one of those 4 stitches. And then you're just going to pull on that tail to close it up. So now you have made a length of I-cord that you can use in any project you like as an embellishment, or as I've seen a lot of people will take a thinner yarn, like a fingering weight yarn, and make I-cord out of it and treat that as yarn and use it as a heavy or a bulky weight yarn. Now, if you want to weave in the tail of your I-cord, you're just going to make a little knot by picking up a strand of yarn very close to the end where you closed it up, and then you're just going to feed your needle down into the center of the I-cord tube, poke it out somewhere, and pull the tail through so it is on the inside. And then you're just going to cut the excess. If you wanted to, you could just use the tails for seaming the I-cord onto whatever you're making with it. But if you're not making anything that would use this as an embellishment, as an applique, then you would just weave in your tails. So there you have it. You have now used your Embellish-Knit machine to make a very nice little piece of I-cord to use in any project that you like. So I hope you give this machine a try, and if you make something with I-cord made on this machine, let me know how you used it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.